Hey, what's going on, Magastars? It's Magastar, Michael Nectaris here, and I'm going to talk today about Kanye West announcing that he's running for president, apparently here in 2020. Now, this is something that I told you all. I told you all that the future of politics wouldn't necessarily be people who are groomed to be politicians. If President Donald J. Trump has proved anything during his campaign run, winning the election, and now being one of the greatest presidents, it's that you don't need to live a life of politics in order to serve people. And in fact, I think what we've seen is that people who are in the world of politics are many times hemorrhaged from actually doing things because they're so tied into the system that if they do anything that is what would be considered unorthodox or away from, the flow of things in that political world, they would be branded as a heretic and they wouldn't be allowed to have a job anymore, right? So everyone just sticks to what is comfortable. Whereas when Trump came in, why he disrupted everything so much and why everyone hates him so much is because he's not from the political world. He's not playing by their rules. And, therefore that's upsetting the system. So the future of politics is going to be stuff like this. Kanye West running for president. In the future we could see Kanye West versus Justin Bieber. Who's going to win, right? And it kind of sounds ridiculous, but at the end of the day, America is really about show. Americans love a great show, right? Why do we love 4th of July? The fireworks. It's a show. It's a spectacle. Why was President Trump so successful? He knows how to put on a show. When he talks to people, when he conveys his message, it's like a performance. And he has somewhat of a background in entertainment with doing The Apprentice. And he also appeared in the film Home Alone. He's written books, etc. So the worlds of entertainment and politics are becoming one and the same. I would even say the worlds of sports, entertainment, and politics are all converging into one thing. You could even see in the future LeBron James running for Senate, right? Dwayne Wade running for Congress, something like that. Because first of all, they have enough money and they have enough name recognition that they would be able to just gain a lot of appeal, a lot of votes because of what they've already done, how established they are in the consciousness of American society. Take, for example, Tom Brady, right? He's been in 8 Super Bowls. The amount of people who have seen Tom Brady perform, quote unquote, during these Super Bowls is more than any other actor or entertainer in the world. Period. We're talking about all those great actors who make all those great films. Not as many people tuned into those as people tune into the Super Bowl. And you multiply that times 8, and not to mention the Super Bowl, but all of the other championship games, all of the other playoff games, all the other regular season games, everyone knows who Tom Brady is. So I know Tom Brady, for example, in the future has plans to be in Hollywood. Who knows? He could have some kind of a political dream as well. We don't know. But let's talk about Kanye West running here. I mean, to me, it seems a little bit premature because I kind of envisioned him. I thought he would run in 2004. So by him going and putting on the MAGA hat and then going to the White House and saying he's going to vote for Trump and all this, and then all of a sudden he says, I'm going to run for president, it just sounds like it's jumping the gun a little bit. But that's kind of the guy that he is. If he feels something deep in his heart, he's going to do it. It might not be the most natural thing. For example, the other thing I could think of was when Taylor Swift won that Grammy instead of Beyonce, he went on stage and said this is Beyonce's Grammy, right? And a lot of people, that upsets a lot of people because it's not natural. You wouldn't expect someone to do that. But on the other hand, some people say, well, that's bold, and I like that. So whatever. But let's look at what Kanye running for president could mean. I think at the end of the day, I don't really see too many conservatives jumping on that wagon at this in this term, right? Because Trump is so popular, especially among Republicans and even among blacks. He's gotten a lot of the black vote percentage-wise during these last 4 years. So I don't see many of them switching over to Kanye, but I could see a lot of young people who sort of idolize this celebrity and fame, voting for him just because he has that appeal. So that would take away a lot of votes from Joe Biden, right? Because Joe Biden, he's running as a Democrat, but he's just an old white guy. I think he's even older than Trump, and I honestly think he has dementia. I'm not saying that to be mean, but I think if you watch him speak and you look at him over the years, because he was Trump's vice president in 2008, so we know, we've seen him. We have a good body of work to see his digression, and I would say pretty confidently that he has some sort of dementia and is falling ill to this. That's why he's not coming out in public too much, because every time he does, he says things that they're not appropriate, like y'all ain't black, this kind of stuff. So they're hiding him, essentially, right? Hiding Biden. And as much as people hate President Trump, I just cannot see him winning. I just can't. It's just, even with the media overtly against President Trump, I just don't see enough Americans going to that side. And what Kanye's doing here maybe is working together with Trump to ensure that he takes away some votes from Biden. I don't think that Trump would need it. Maybe Kanye is setting himself up for 2024, so he's trying to get experience doing it. In any case, there's 3 states already where he can't even register to be president. Texas is one of them, which has a lot of electoral votes. So he's not going to win. And, like I said, if his intent was actually to win, he would not have announced this like spur of the moment 4 months before the election, especially with an incumbent president. If you guys recall, President Trump discussed the idea of running for president in 2012. He was even talking about it. I think he did like a Comedy Central special roast where he was talking about how he might run. But he knew the writing on the wall, which was that Barack Obama is an incumbent president. It's really hard for an incumbent president to lose. What we would call lame duck presidents. Let's see, George H.W. Bush was a lame duck president. Jimmy Carter was a lame duck president before him. And between there, we have Reagan, served 8 years. Bill Clinton served 8 years. George Bush served 8 years. Barack Obama served 8 years. So I think President Trump will win this election. I think he'll win it handily just because of all the chaos that's happened. I think it's actually had the reverse effect that Democrats and liberals wanted. They felt that, if there's just all this chaos, that's going to make Trump look bad. But I think it makes people afraid. People become scared in chaos and they want change even less, right? So, to think that Biden would win here, I just don't see that happening. In any case, we're talking about the future of politics. This thing with Kanye West running, Elon Musk backs him, all this. I think, like I said, this is going to be something that keeps happening. And we'll go over it once again. Why? It's because America loves entertainment. We love a good show. If you can put on a good show, that's great. And America likes people who know how to get things done. So if you're successful in the private sector and all of these things, and you know how to work with people, you know how to inspire people, you might have a good shot leading people in the public sphere as well. So I see this continuing to happen. I think we're going to we're going to see more stars and celebrities use that to run for public office. Whether or not they can do as well as President Trump, I have my doubts about that, because being a celebrity and making an album might be a little bit different from like running a company like that, what Trump was doing, which is building things, right, where you have to deal with a lot of different levels of people. You have to deal with government, you have to deal with other wealthy individuals, you have to deal with workers, you have to manage people, as well as maintaining your daily life. These things sound like they're easy, but then imagine think about what Trump did and what Trump is doing. He did all of this stuff, and he's still doing it with the majority of the media, mainstream media, against him, like working to tear him down, and half of America, hating him, calling him horrible things, that he's a racist, that he's Hitler, and all of this crazy stuff, right? So he was able to do all of that in the midst of this chaos. That, to me, is what's most impressive. And I think in 100 years, whatever, we'll look back at him in a totally different way. He'll be seen as the guy who sort of revived the revolutionary ideas and principles that started this country, which was founded on little government, right, little taxation, and being free. And so he'll be seen as the guy who drained the swamp. And, there was a joke kind of going around that his head would be attached to Mount Rushmore. And I don't think that's a joke. I think those kind of images pop up because behind every joke, there's some kind of truth, right? We all say funny because it's true, at least in the comedic world. That's what we say. So it's really interesting. If anything, it's going to get people more interested in politics to see these celebrities do this. I'm excited. I myself, I have background in entertainment and politics, music, film, all of these things. So I'll play some kind of role in this, whether I run for president in the future or help people campaign. I know how to touch people's hearts like really directly. So I'll play some kind of role in it. As to what that will be, we'll see. For me, I like to let things follow their course. So if I was Kanye here, I wouldn't do this. What I would have done is supported him like more openly, and even make an album that's about like all the great things that President Trump did, because then that way, let's say in 2024 when he's looking to run, he has a whole like base that potentially Trump would be like, I endorse you. Potentially, I don't know if he would do that, right? But anyway, thanks for taking some time to listen to Magastar's ideas on the future of politics. Comment, like, share, subscribe to my page, and let me know if there's any other topics you want Magastar to talk about. I'll probably make some songs coming up here as the election approaches. So, we can all make America great again, whether you're white, black, red, yellow, blue, brown, whatever color you are, Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, whatever. Making America great again does not have to be a conservative idea. Okay, making America great again, that's something we can all do collectively. And I think we are doing that. The future of America belongs to people who love America. That's what President Trump said, and I think that's true. So all of this stuff, this hatred about America and this and that it's just like an emotion. It's emotional reaction. It's a wave that's pulling on people's hearts, right? And I just don't think that's going to last. You can already feel it, like the emotion, it's like draining. For example, there was that guy in NASCAR who said that there was a noose, there was a noose in his room, and it ended up just being like a pulley for his car. And all LeBron James and all these people like freaked out, like, oh, they're trying to send a message, they're going to lynch him. But it ended up that pulley had been there for years, and you can tell like people's emotions are drained on that. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Let's make America great again, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.